Sorry, y'all. All right. I got all the things, all the people. Okay. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Happy Thursday. Um, let's see. Okay. Just making sure Facebook was actually on, y'all. Hi. Thanks for joining. Okay, guys. So I'm going to just go ahead and get right into it. And I want to talk about today um, why you should stay away from no curriculum coaching as a coach or a consultant. Happy Thursday. This topic has come up for me a lot recently. And I've actually witnessed it like right before my eyes. And I've also been exposed to it personally on the client side. So I'm very, very passionate about it because I really do think that it drastically affects um, I think it really drastically affects your coaching business or your consulting business when you don't have a curriculum. So feel free to drop your questions and your comments into the chat. Let me know if you are a part of the live crew or the replay crew. If you're going to watch this on the replay, I'm going to post it a little bit later. But just let me know how you watch it. And let me know if it's helpful as well. So when I say no curriculum, I mean you don't have a specific methodology or framework or exact formula or plan that you're teaching or leading your clients through. There's no methodology, there's no framework, there's no formula or plan for leading your clients through anything, right? You might be thinking, well, who would do this? I have seen a lot of coaches do this, and being hi there. Let's see. I've seen a lot of coaches do this, right? And being a coach is a lot like being a teacher. You have specific things that you're teaching. There's a plan, and you are looking for your client to achieve some desired result, right? Or that should be the goal. And I've been thinking a lot about this, and I excuse me, I think part of the reason that this is happening and continues to happen is because people will call themselves an expert or are deemed an expert in whatever field or industry that they're in. And then they think that makes them qualified to coach or consult on that particular topic or subject automatically because they've been deemed an expert, right? So let me keep it real with you. It does not. Okay. It does not. And here's why. You may get mad at me. Get mad at me if you want. And I know a lot of people disagree with me, but that's okay. I'm okay with it. You know, but just because you know information about a particular topic doesn't mean you know how to organize it or communicate it in such a way that people other than yourself can process it, understand it, and take the concepts that they've learned and implement it. Let me say that again. Just because you know information about a particular topic doesn't mean you know how to organize it, communicate it in such a way that people other than yourself can process it, understand it, take the concepts that they've learned and implement it. Okay? Also, FYI, regurgitating information does not make you an expert. Hi there. Regurgitating information does not make you an expert. Let me say this a different way. Information regurgitation an expert does not make you. Only my Star Wars fans are gonna get that one. Yes, I'm a little bit of a sci-fi geek. But just because you know things doesn't mean that you're an expert in the topic by any means if you don't know how to fully apply the concepts, right? Just because you can repeat information, that doesn't make you an expert. So, um, so that being said, let's pretend like you do have a good grasp on the concepts and now you're trying to teach it to others, but you've decided you're going to just assess everyone individually and do what they need, right? This is the no curriculum piece. Here's what happens. How do you know that this person is a good fit or even ready to work with you? Because you're taking anyone, right? So now you put yourself in a time box, right? Unintentionally in a time box because you have You now have to individually assess every single client, and you have to determine where they are before you even start, right? How long does this take? Is this a particular skill set? Like, is this particular skill set of evaluation transferable to a team member within 30 days? I actually would say no, it's not. What I know now in regards to operating complex teams, large teams, playing to my team members' strengths, and optimizing performance has taken years for me to hone and perfect. So, just the thought there. So, like, if you're thinking about scaling and building a team with your coaching business and you're having to individually assess people, I'm not sure that that's going to be a readily transferable skill right off the bat. What are you promising in your coaching program that your clients will actually accomplish? Like, this is where your coaching curriculum would have come in. Like, so you're taking on clients, and literally results may vary because you don't even have set in stone like what you're teaching. So, and also this leads to another problem of failing to set proper expectations. If you can't communicate what the outcomes will be for your coaching program, your clients will literally make them up. Yes, they will make them up. This is the absolute truth. I'm telling you. And if they don't achieve the results they made up in their head, you have now failed them as a coach or a consultant. So, when in your head, right, things went exactly as they were supposed to based upon where they were, if that makes sense, right? So you thought, oh, they're in this place, this is all they're going to be able to do. But because you're not properly setting those expectations up front, they were expecting something different. And so now expectations and results are misaligned. Not great for your business, right? This also puts you in a prime position for burnout, right? Because you're having to handhold some clients, and then others seem to just grasp the concepts very easily, right? So now the clients who grasp the concepts really easily are going to actually have a diminished experience because all of your time was given to the students who needed the most help from you. And this goes for one-to-one and group coaching. So whichever model that you're doing, giving too much time to because you haven't properly assessed who you're actually going to be working with will cause bottlenecks in your coaching services or consulting services. It's also hard for people to really decide if they want to work with you or not because they just don't know your methods or what the outcome's going to be. So you could have like assessed them incorrectly and thought they were in a different place. So now you're literally teaching them stuff they already know or have already overcome. So they feel like they wasted their time and their money with you. So by people knowing what the outcomes are, they can make that decision for themselves, right? And then with no curriculum, you are not providing time-based results. And while everyone is different, I do agree with that, and needs varying amount of time, there should be a specific amount of time that is generally acceptable to learn a particular concept so that your clients feel like they're advancing, right? Just a generally accepted amount of time. It may take some clients more time, it may take some clients less time, right? But there has to be some kind of a generally accepted time frame for whatever niche you're coaching in. I mean, whatever one, right? So, for example, if you're a health and a fitness coach, maybe it takes 30 days on average for your clients to change their workout routine completely, right? For a productivity coach, maybe it takes you 2 to 3 weeks to change your sleep pattern so that you're more productive during the day. Maybe for a parenting coach, it takes maybe 6 to 8 times for you to redirect a typically developing child, let's say, before they understand the difference between that action being right and wrong. I don't know. These are just examples. But hopefully you can see that there's like a generally accepted time frame for learning those things. And so that's really incorporated into your program, right? So hopefully you can see you can put these types of milestones in place for your clients and give them an idea of the time that it would take to do this particular thing, right? So there's a lot of talk about good coaches and bad coaches, right? A lot of coaches and consultants are actually knowledgeable. They just don't know how to impart the knowledge to others. And so their clients don't get the results that they they themselves have experienced or that they promise and they don't understand why, right? So listen, don't let your ego and your pride get in the way. If you don't have a fundamental understanding of curriculum design, which most people actually don't, right? It's definitely a learned skill. I didn't grow up like knowing how to, like, I wasn't born knowing how to make curriculums, right? But I have shared that I come from a family of educators. I mentored, I taught, I TA'd. And I've also created curriculums for years in my businesses and also at when I worked in the consulting industry. So before I became a coach, that's what I was doing, right? So when they needed it, like when someone asked for, like, we need you to train, this team on this thing, I developed the curriculum, refined it, and I passed that knowledge down to my staff, right? Could they have done that when we first started? No. But now I'm pretty confident that like they will be able to develop something from scratch, right? But that took time, right? So in my book, You're Doing Your Clients a Disservice. If you see that things aren't working the way that you think that they should in your coaching program and you don't do anything about it, right? You continue to do what's not working. And if you're coaching like a therapist rather than a coach, meaning you're just doing sessions, one-off sessions with people, and doesn't lead to anything, like the make your life better thing is not a transformation. It's very general. It means nothing. I don't know what that means. What does make your life better mean? Right? So you can't, you're not going to stand out in your industry with that being the tagline behind your coaching service, no matter what niche you are in, right? You don't have the transformation identified and you're not attracting your ideal client because of it, right? So you haven't built out your sales funnels properly. You don't understand how not having a curriculum in your signature program is hurting you, right? So are there any questions, guys? Any questions? I'm just checking in. Any questions? Okay, let's recap a little bit when you don't have a curriculum in place for your coaching or your consulting services, right? So you don't know if the person is really even a good fit to work with you, right? Because now you're having to individually assess each person, and you've time boxed yourself. You've time boxed yourself. So that's like, that doesn't even include your actual coaching calls and coaching services. Now you have an assessment period, which, further takes away time from you. And then your clients don't know what they're going to accomplish by working with you because you haven't clearly laid out the outcomes because you don't know what you're leading them to. Even what you're teaching is not set in stone. The third thing is that you haven't set proper expectations. And because of that, there's going to be a misalignment with what they think should be happening and what you think should be happening and what the end result will be for you versus for them, which is never a good thing in business when you cannot set a standard or expectation with your services. This also will put you in a prime position for burnout as a coach because so much of your business is reliant upon you being involved. And so now you become your own bottleneck because you're creating processes that are not sustainable, right? And this goes for whether it's one-to-one or group coaching. And also it makes things difficult for a team that you might bring on because they can't even tell who might be the ideal client because it's all over the map, right? It also makes it hard for people to want to work with you because they don't know what the end result's going to be. So it's like they're taking a chance. Are they wasting their money or no? They don't know. They can't make that decision. And then with no curriculum, there's no time-based result, right? We're already conditioned to do things in a certain time period, time frame. Also, it makes things more concrete for people. It's it's stressful for someone when they don't know when things are going to begin, when things are going to end. Most people cannot live their life on the edge like that. We are conditioned to have things done in a particular time frame. It doesn't mean you put unrealistic time frames in there. They should definitely be realistic. However, you should know like what it's going to take to reach a certain goal. And the examples I gave were changing your workout routine in 30 days, or changing your sleep pattern in 2 to 3 weeks, or redirecting your child as a parenting coach 6 to 8 times before they are able to discern that this particular action is acceptable or not acceptable, right? So you have to have some kind of a time container around the services that you're offering, because then it just makes it really intangible for people. They don't know how many sessions they need. Also, it's not practical for their budget, and it's not sustainable for your business, because somebody was like, I just needed 3 sessions. So I was like, oh, I needed 10. How do you have a predictable income based upon that if there's no time container set out for what you're teaching, right? So hopefully that's been helpful, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm not seeing any. If you do have questions when you're watching the replay, go ahead and drop those into the comments. And if you found today's live helpful, definitely make sure you share with a friend or a business bestie. I'm going to repost this later so you can watch it. But if you're interested in learning more about how you can develop a signature program with a curriculum and just have an overall strategy for your coaching or your consulting business, get clarity on your signature program, and attract your ideal client, then you're going to want to apply for the Brand Builder Blueprint. So you just have to click the link in my bio. If you're watching me on Instagram, it's the first link. And if you're on Facebook, the link is in the description of this live. So click apply, and then we'll have a little chat. But definitely let me know if you guys have any questions. Also, feel free to connect with me privately via DM on Instagram at I_simply_she, or Facebook at I simply she, or you can connect with me personally at Crystal Renee on all handles. So I think that's it, guys, for today. Thank you so much for joining me. So I will talk to you guys later. And remember, you too can conquer if you slay hard every day. So take care, and I will talk